In the last session, we discussed about first what if condition is, if statement, how to use in pseudocode and how to use in Python code. And last, we have done an activity that how to work with different conditions or single condition or multiple conditions. So we used else if, and Python we used elif. So we also discussed about nested if. Now, your assignment previous was for grades. And in those gradings, we have some limitations that, okay, if your number is greater than 90, then you can work with that. This was your assignment that you have to enter marks. And in that marks, you have to grade a candidate according to the requirement of their marks, like 90 plus and 80 plus and so on. Now, first you declare the variable. Now, declaration is not like this. First, you have to write declare in capital letter, then the variable name, colon, and your data type. Correct? Now, this is not required initialization because you're entering as an input value. So whenever you are entering a value in your variable, then initialization is not required. This was the complete solution. If student marks is greater than 90, just output your grade is it. Else, then we had to go with its nested if. So else, then if it's greater than 80 and if it's greater than 70, 60, and so on. So if you go down, greater than 70, greater than equal to 40 is going to give you E, else your grade is FA. So this is all done. Excellent. Now, one thing which we are going to work on today. Your marks are mostly from 0 to 100. And when you are entering a mark, suppose in this range, then the solution is perfect. Like suppose I'm entering 98. It will first check the range. If it's correct, it's going to give you this. If I am going to enter 48, it's going to skip this, go down, and go down to, it's also going to skip this, 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 and this, and it will go down and it will go to else. This is correct. So this is 48 marks. So we entered 48 marks. It is greater than equal to, it's going to give you an output result. And from here, it's going to go with this and if, then this, this, and output. And finish your if conditions, right? But if we entered a value which is out of the range 110, then see, first condition, it is greater than it is true. It's going to output this. Is this required? Your marks are from 0 to 100, right? So we cannot work on this. And if by mistake, this was first, student marks is greater than equal to 80, and in else you have mentioned student marks is greater than equal to 90. Now, if I entered 98 marks, what will happen? If student marks is greater than or equal to 80, it is, condition becomes true, it is going to give you an output result, right?
Yes, sir.
And same with that, if my condition of 40 was here, फर्स्ट आई हैव एंटर्ड 40, मैंने 40 पहले एंटर कर दिया कंडीशन की, क्योंकि कंडीशन ही है ना, मैं कंडीशन 40 दे रहा हूँ और यहाँ पे मैं 90 दे रहा हूँ और नीचे मैंने 50 दे दिया. सो मैंने अभी भी 98 ही एंटर किए हैं मार्क्स. सो दिस बिकम्स ट्रू बिकॉज इट इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 40. आपकी उसने ये भी फिर उसको भी ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 40 उसने ये स्टार दे देना. सपोज मैंने एंटर किए 64, दिस बिकम्स ट्रू, फिर ट्रू हो गई है, उसने फिर इसी को ए स्टार ही दे देना, राइट? और अगर मैं 50 भी एंटर करता हूँ या 47 भी एंटर करता हूँ, उन सबको A स्टार दे देगा. दैट मीन्स दिस इज नॉट एफिशिएंट प्रोग्राम, राइट? इट्स नॉट एफिशिएंट. तो हमें
Yes, sir.
लिमिटेशंस ऐसी रखनी होती हैं जिसमें कोई भी स्टेटमेंट हमारी ऊपर भी आता है, नीचे, wherever it is, it's going to work perfect. ठीक है. अब इनकी लिमिटेशंस कैसे कर दी है? हाउ टू वर्क ऑन द लिमिटेशंस? नाउ 90 to 100 is my A star. 80 to 89 is my A. This is A star A, and my grade from 70 to 79 is B, and so on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see your Python code. This is your Python code, right?
Yes, sir.
और अगर हम इस Python कोड को यहाँ से स्टार्ट करें, तो अगर आप मार्क्स एंटर करके देखो, इट्स गोइंग टू गिव यू द सेम रिजल्ट. Student, this is not required, so we don't need this initialization, right? So directly go with the input. It's integer process, if this, else this, and this, right? Done ho gaya. So let's save this, and just for save, yes, and F5 to compile my result, right? Now enter student marks according to this solution, which you think or I think is efficient, and give me the exact result. Now I entered 80. Your grade is A star, right? Let's compile this again. I go with 70. It's B. Compile it again. I go with 34. You are failed. Bingo. But if I enter 110, A star, which is not efficient, that means, right? So my marks is between 0 to 100, and it is giving me a different value. So let's mark, suppose I have entered -23. You are failed. So there must be an error that this is not required. Your marks should be between 0 to 100, right? Now let's see over here. What if I entered 40 here and 90 over here, right? So let's compile this. I entered 48. It is greater than this. It has given me a star. So we have to give a limitation which is very proper. Now, how to work on this? For this, we use logic operations, or you can say logic operators. Now, in logic operators, we have three basic logic operators which we are going to work on. First one is your AND operator. How do AND operator works? It's just like an AND gate. And in AND gate, what do you do? 0, 0 is
Multiply.
0. 0, 1 is 0. 1, 0 is 0. And 1, 1 is 1, right? Same if your condition is true and the other condition is true, right? So true, and so this is condition 1 and this is condition 2. True and the other condition, C2, second condition also true, it will become true. If my first condition is true and my second condition is false, it's going to give an overall condition which is false. So either one becomes false, your overall condition will become false, right? So
Yes, sir.
so both conditions needs to be true if you are working with AND operator, right? It is also like this when we are working, okay, question 1 and question 2. If you are doing both questions, then you are going to get total marks. If you have done one question and other you don't, you forgot to do, will you get a total marks? No.
Sir.
Exactly. Same with this. So both condition needs to be true. Then your overall condition becomes true. Now, how to work on this? Let's take an example of this algorithm. Then we are going to work on our marking one. Now, if applicant has high income and good credit eligible for loan. Now let's take good credit as a Boolean variable, and it is true. And the other one is also a Boolean variable, high income. This is also true. Now we'll start with an if condition. If good credit is true and high income, we can write good credit. We can write is equal to, but it's not required. We can write if good credit and in high income. That means this is also true and this is also true. So what will I get? Eligible for loan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Else, if either one becomes false, if this is false and this is true, so the first one is false and this is true, what will it do? It will directly skip this condition and go to else, that is not eligible. Let's try this in Python. Let's take in good underscore credit, which is true, and the other one is high underscore income, which is also true, right?
सर हमें पहले से बुलियन बुलियन नहीं करना होता, अभी स्ट्रिंग नहीं है.
Dear, when मैंने आपको फर्स्ट सेशन में बताया था when we are declaring it कि अगर हम किसी वेरिएबल को डायरेक्ट वैल्यू अगर इसी तरह असाइन कर देते हैं that becomes relevant related to that data type. अगर मैं इसको डबल कोटेशन में दे देता तो it will become a string. ठीक है, फिर उसकी कैलकुलेशन स्ट्रिंग से होती है. सो अगर मैंने उसको डबल कोट कर दिया दैट इट हैज बिकम बुलियन. अगर मैंने दिस इज फॉर इनिशियलाइजेशन, अगर इनपुट करना होता था सपोज गुड अंडरस्कोर क्रेडिट इज इक्वल टू इनपुट, राइट, and I say enter your good credit. Now just you need to write boolean true or false. So I have to convert this in boolean, right? So अगर मैं boolean करूंगा तो फिर वो boolean type बनेगा, otherwise it's not going to become a boolean. लेकिन अगर मैंने initialize कर दिया है उसको यहाँ पे ही, it's not in pseudocode, Python में मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, अगर हम यहाँ पे कर लेते हैं तो it will become a boolean type. मुझे ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. So control X, so it is a boolean type. ठीक है.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So अगर आप प्रिंट करके देखोगे तो अगर यहाँ पे आप कर दो print type and good underscore credit, right? So control S save, and if you print out, it's going to show that it is of a boolean type. Good credit is true, so class is boolean, right? Okay. Got it? So
yes, sir.
मैंने क्या किया, मैंने वो boolean type यूजर से तो नहीं हम दे रहे, ठीक है, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम डायरेक्ट ही उसको इनिशियलाइज करवा दिया कि ये आपकी इसकी वैल्यूज हैं. नाउ लेट्स गो फर्दर. ठीक है, हमने एंड ऑपरेटर यूज करने कैसे होगा. अब इफ इन स्मॉल, इफ गुड क्रेडिट अगर इक्वल ट्रू करता हूं दैट इज आल्सो फाइन. ठीक है, दिस इज कंडीशन 1. लेकिन अगर मैंने सिर्फ गुड क्रेडिट लिख दिया दैट्स अ बूलियन टाइप एंड हाई अंडरस्कोर इनकम. ठीक है, आप ऐसे भी कर लो, ऐसे भी कर लो. देन व्हाट आई हैव टू प्रिंट दैट यू आर एलिजिबल. ठीक हो गया.
Yes, sir.
Else print not eligible for loan. Okay, done. Save and execute. Oh, and is in small letter and, right? So in pseudocode we have to write in capital. Okay, eligible for loan because it was true. Got it? Both conditions were true.
Yes, sir.
Now if I make this false, my good credit is false, but my high is true. So you are not eligible because this statement becomes false, क्योंकि ये false हो गई and ये true थी. True and false must be, दोनों को आपको ट्रू होना चाहिए. वो उसने किसको फॉल्स, ओवरऑल कंडीशन को फॉल्स कर दिया. सो दिस इज योर कंडीशन 1 एंड दिस इज योर कंडीशन 2. अब यहाँ पे हम यहाँ पे भी ये भी कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज इक्वल टू, इफ वी आर गोइंग डायरेक्टली, दिस इज false and this income is also false. So income is false and this is, so this statement becomes true. Just hold on. Now this is false and high income is false, but my good credit is what? False. This is true. High income is not equal to false because high income is true, so this will become false. So true and false become automatically false. So this is inact, right? Let's take another example. Let's take an example of a user who's entering username and password, and if both username and password are correct, then he's going to enter to his database or whatever. But that part of username and password we have to see. एक हम पहले pseudocode बना लेते हैं और उसमें फिर आपको ज्यादा, फिर हम उसकी फर्दर आगे करते हैं. ठीक है, just hold on. This is not bad and not bad. We are working on pseudocode. It says password. Now let's take a variable that is user and another variable that is a pass and take it as a string type. Right? Now let's input. And in input, enter username, comma, user, and second one, enter password, comma, or in pass, right? Let's, if my user is it equal to kamz123 and now and is in capital in pseudocode, and my password is it equal to pass123, then what should be output? Access granted, right?
Yes, sir.
And if it's not true, else your output is access denied and it's your AND. Got it? So access granted or access denied, it is just you according to your username. So username में हमने वेरिएबल एक एक्सेस किया बाय यूजर और पासवर्ड भी लिया. अब यूजर में वही वैल्यू होगी जो आपने एंटर करवाई है, लेकिन वो मैच किससे कर रहा है? इस वैल्यू से. क्या ये इसके इक्वल है कि नहीं है? अगर इक्वल होगी तो इट इज गोइंग टू गिव यू दिस बिकम्स ट्रू, एंड इफ दिस बिकम्स ट्रू it is going to give you an output result. Access granted. If either of one is false, it is going to go to access denied. Got it? Now let's work on Python. This is input user, which is equal to input. Now we don't have to create its data type function because we are taking as an int. And username, and the second one is pass. I think it's a password is a built-in function, so password आपको करना पड़ेगा. That's orange, that means it's a built-in syntax of Python. So हम उसको यूज नहीं कर सक रहे, इसलिए मैंने पासवर्ड ही कर दिया. So यहाँ पे भी वेरिएबल को पासवर्ड कर देते हैं. ठीक है, so password, this is password. Okay. Now password input, enter password, so bracket closed. And now if user is equal to double quotation, it's a string type, kamz123, and now add small, and your password is it equal to what? Pass123 colon sign. So then print access granted, else print access denied. Let's save this and let's see. Okay, syntax, is it equal? Now in Python we have to use double sign, right? Okay, username, let's anything, password, anything, both are incorrect, so it has given me access denied. Now let's run this again. My username is correct, that is kamz123, but my password is incorrect, so access denied. Let's take the username kamz123 to correct, and password is also correct, 123, so access granted. This is what AND operator do. Got it till here? Now that's very easy. What the second operator do? That's an OR operator. In logic gates, OR do what? 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, and 1 1 is 1. Either one becomes 1, your output will be 1. Same with if condition, if you are working with logic operators, if condition 1 is false or condition 2 is false, the output is false. If condition 1 is false and the condition 2 is true, the output will become true. Condition 1 is true or condition 2 is false, it will become true. And if both are true, output will be true. Got it? So either one becomes true, output will become true. Got it? Now, same over here, same example, the income one, right? If I change this AND operator to an OR operator, according to Boolean operation, what will happen? Either my income is true and my credit, this is false. Yeah, I don't have a good credit, but I have a high income. I will be I get the loan or not if I'm using OR operator.
Yes, sir, you will. Mil jayega.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I will get the loan, right? So the good credit is true. This is true. Both are true or true. I will get the loan. But if it's false and the second one is true, I will get the loan. For if I'm not going to be eligible, I have my both conditions needs to be false. It's almost opposite of your AND operator. Got it? Now, same with user. Let's say I change this with OR operator. What will happen?
सर सिर्फ एक राइट चाहिए.
Yes, exactly. Either username is correct or password is correct. Anyone is correct, I will get my access, right? Let's say kamz123 and password is incorrect. Access granted, right? So this is how it's AND operator is OR operator is working. Now let's go. The third one is NOT operator. Now NOT operator is same like NOT gate. It is converting 0 to 1 and 1 into 0. In logic operation, you are using if condition. That what happens if your condition, this is only one condition, and if it is true and you write an NOT operator, it will become false. And your condition is false, at the first we write NOT, it will become true. It will actually inverse of it. So if with the same example, good credit, if you go with it, so what will happen? My good credit is true. My criminal record is true. If I convert this criminal record, which is true, and write not operator at first, it will become false, right? So this condition is separate. This condition is separate, and for that you have to write a not operator. Same, let's write with a user. If I write not, that means this is, if this is true in my password, and this one is false, overall it's a not operator, what will become? It make it true. Let's try this. My username kamz123, but my password is incorrect. My password is false, but not is making it true. Now both are true. This is also true, and this is also true. Okay, now let's try with this, your student marks. And as I told you that according to your student marks, we have a range with 0 to 100, 90 to 100 is for A star. Now, if my student marks is greater than 90, we are going to use a logic operator. Now, which logic operator needs to be used? And, or not, right? Now, the range is greater than this and till 1. So we are going to use AND operator in it and see what happens. That if it is greater than equal to 90, and in Python we are going to write in small letters, and but in pseudocode we are going to write in capital letter. So and student mark is, now if I go with greater than equal to, that's not, my limitation is till 100, so it will be less than equal to 100. Now see over here, the complete two conditions completes over here. This is condition 1, marks greater than equal to 100, and this is my condition 2. This is condition 1 and this is my condition 2. Student marks is less than equal to 100. Now this is going to complete your complete range from 0 to 100. If your marks is in this range, it's going to print the student grade is A star. Now one other thing, if I make this equal to 100, now my range is greater than 100, and the second condition is equal to 100. Now this condition is going to get false if I enter a mark like 94. This condition is true and it's not equal to 100. So true and false overall becomes false. So that's not the requirement. So we according to the scenario, we have to look into these options which get to be used according to the criteria. Now, second, again, over here, this needs to be changed to, now this is still 90, 89. So if your marks are greater than equal to 80 and less than equal to 89, then you are going to get this mark. Then again, this one is from 79, and now these are your ranges which are getting a validation check that these are the requirements you have to enter your marks. So this is 69. Now this is going to be sorry. Now these are from 50 to 59. Then it's D, and from 40 and student marks is still 49. It's E. Now we have to enter another one, a range, that is if marks is greater than equal to 0 and marks is less than equal to 39, then the student grade is U. Otherwise, your first error that when we discussed about the error option, that if it's not in the range, then if it is less than 0, and if your marks is greater than 100 plus a negative, right? So it is not acceptable. These are your errors. So this is the range, right? Now, according to this, we will be able to get my exact efficient answer. Let's try that. Save my file, compile it, and see the result. Now enter student marks. Now, if you look over here, if I enter student marks and there are 45, if I enter this, it directly go to the first option. It is false. Go to else, and inside else it checks this option. This is also false. Jump over here. This is if condition of this else. This condition is false. It will jump to else. This condition, it's also false. It's going to jump to this else. It will check this. This is also false. It's going to come to this. Now this is true, and it's going to get inside the print out the result, and after that it's going to end the program. Got it? Now let's run this again, F5, and see if I enter 110. Now what happened? It skipped all the conditions because they were false and went down to this else option. Now these all conditions were false. This was false, skipped away, false, to else, 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 and this is also false, and just jump to else and print this one. If I enter a negative, let's compile again. F5. So if I press a negative value, it's also not in range. So I have to enter a value that must be in range. Now, remember, we did another one that if I make this value 90 to 100, and this is my A star, and I make this as 70 to 79. Now, in the first scenario, when we did not use AND operator, what happened? That if my marks were 94, it checked this, it was greater than this. This was not there. It was greater and equal to this. Yes, it became true, and it went inside the first condition and output the result. But here we have a limitations of all the criteria. Wherever you are going to write its condition, it's going to check according to that condition and give you the result. So it becomes more efficient. Okay. Right? So in your exam, they are going to look into the efficient one. So you have to be very careful when you are working according to your solution. Now, another thing. When you write this condition, this is your condition 1, and this is your condition 2, right? C1, and this is your C2. And inside that, it's your operator. It can be AND operator, OR operator, and a NOT operator. When you are going to write a condition, you have to write a complete condition with comparison. Second condition with complete comparison. Right? Same with OR, and with NOT, you just need the first condition before the condition you have to write NOT. Most of the times I have seen the student do what? If your condition is this, student mark greater than equal to 70, and they write an AND operator, and they write less than equal to 79. Now this is your condition 1. But after your operator, you have to write complete comparison. So with the variable, this is not acceptable. This is not correct. So first criteria with its variable, you have to complete the comparison, and the second variable with the complete comparison, you have to write it. Otherwise, you will your mark will be deducted according to the criteria, right? So this is your complete solution of using. Now, if I change with this, let's go back and go with our correct solution. This one is correct. Now, if I change this operator, or what will happen if I enter 110 marks over here in the first line? It's going to go to if condition, check its criteria. This becomes true because it is greater than equal to this, and this is not true, this is false. So true and false overall becomes true. So this condition becomes true, and it's going to print out that the student grade is A star. So this is not efficient, this is wrong. So we have to check also the operator which needs to be used. It's or, and, or not, right? Now there are a few other examples like guessing a number. If you check this, there is one that more complex conditions can be formed by using a logic operator and, or, and not. For example, the number guessing game might allow the player multiple guesses. If the player has not guessed the secret number, after 10 guesses, a different message is output. So this complete if can be used again and again in a loop structure. So because it's 10 guesses, we have to repeat this condition again and again. We're going to get inside a loop. We haven't done loop yet. So just to see how this AND operator is working. So if guess is equal to secret number, suppose your secret number is assigned a value 100, then this is correct. Else it's going to go over here. If it's greater than equal to secret number and your number of guesses is 10. So if you're repeating your solution again and again, if it's 10, then you're going to get output result. You still not guess the correct number. If your number is not this, it's going to jump to else. If guess number is greater than secret number, then it's going to give you a result that secret number is smaller. Else, it's going to jump over here and your secret number is greater. So you can work on this too. Now, if you go with another one, so this is another one. It is, we have done built-in conditions that are random number. And in Python, we are going to import a random library. Then in secret, we are going to secret number, we are going to assign a value from 1 to 10, a random dot rand int integer value, and its secret number randomly will be assigned. The user is not going to assign it. User will just input a number to guess it. So guess a number from 1 to 10. If guess number is equal to secret number, then well done, output. LF, that means is else, and then if. Guess is greater than secret number, so number is smaller, else your secret number is greater. Output, the secret number was, you have given the secret number value. Now, there is another program using an if condition. If name is less than 3 characters long, so the validation checks can be used with if condition. So name must be at least 3 characters, and otherwise if its number is 10 characters long, name can be maximum of 10 characters. Otherwise, name looks good. If we use this in Python, so input a name, and if length built-in function is used is less than 3, then output a message that your character has at least 3. Else, again, length function, if it's greater than this, then print this. Else, print name looks good. So you can work with this. Even you can work this like this. If you get a variable length name and assign len and name, whatever you have put in that. So this is a variable length name. So you don't need to get the function over here. You can directly length name is less than 3. You can use like this too. Anyone you can use a function to within if condition. So this is for weight, and you can use it for how the unit check can be. You want to see the weight if it is in pounds or it's in kilogram. So this condition can be used if a user wants to check if it is in this pounds or in kilo. If it is equal to k, it is going to be. Either you can use if mostly the user this is case sensitive, so mostly a user can have a small l. So if unit is equal to l, we can use an or operator, or unit is equal to small l colon. So if you have multiple keys needs for one condition, you can use this. Same way here, or unit is equal to, now this is small k, right? You can use, even you can use symbols for it, or unit is equal to, you can say it is a plus sign colon, or over here, or unit is equal to a minus sign, and you can use it for a calculator to multiple keys can be used for a calculator. Now for your assignment, try to create a pseudocode and an algorithm where you get an menu of a calculator. And in this calculator, your interface will mostly look like calculator. For one, or you will go with addition. Or if you press 2, you will go for fraction. And if you have 3, division. And for 4, multiplication. And for 5, you will go for our first sign value. And after getting any of this menu option, you enter 2 numbers, and you can have enter number 1 or enter number 2. So enter number 1, enter a value, enter number 2, get a value. So over here you also get a message, enter, and enter an option to get your result, right? So over here you can press, I suppose I have done 2, so it will go to addition, and in addition it's going to ask you numbers, and after that it's sum of number. Yes, and it's going to show you the sum of the number, right? So if I press 3 division, it will go to division, it will ask 2 numbers, and it gives you the coefficient or the result of it, and same like this. So you have to create a calculator, and in this I need to see Python code and pseudocode using if logic operator. Right. So actually, if logical, you can apply this. So one other thing in this, if I press 1, capital A, small a, or a plus sign, right? So it will directly go to addition. Same with 2, s, small s, or a minus sign, it will go to subtraction. And for division, if I go with capital D, comma, small d, and with slash any key, it will go to the division. And so with multiply, capital M, small m, and steric sign. And with the power, if I go with P, comma, small p, and cap sign. So here's cap sign. There is my cap sign. That's my cap sign, right? So 5, any of this key, it will go to the power value. asked to enter the numbers and give the result of that. So I have guided you how you are going to use these multiple conditions using an OR operator, right? Any of this will be accepted to go with addition or any of that. So just here use an option, right? If it is equal to 1. Now remember your option variable has capital A small capital A small a and plus sign. So you need to be very careful. This is A small a, that the variable option would be of integer type, or it needs to be a string type, or it needs to be a char type. Now your option is only of one character, so you need a character type, char type, right? So apply this, complete this calculator, and in the next session we are going to work with the other selection statement, that is a case statement. That's all for now. Enjoy learning. Like, subscribe, share. Allah Hafiz.